The Galvin family is the quintessential example of genetic schizophrenia, but their history of sexual abuse, violence, and trauma provides a clearer and simpler explanation. Open in app, sign up, sign in what Hidden Valley Road. Got wrong mad in America. Mad in America. Mad in America. Follow published in Mad in America. 9-minute read, August 2nd, 2020, listen share. The Galvin family is the quintessential example of genetic schizophrenia, but their history of sexual abuse, violence, and trauma provides a clearer and simpler explanation. By Patrick D. Hahn. Once upon a time, there was a family with 12 children, 10 sons, followed by 2 daughters. 6 of the sons went on to be diagnosed with schizophrenia. One tried to murder his wife by forcing her to inhale cyanide fumes. One shot his girlfriend dead, then turned the gun on himself and ended his own life. One molested his younger brother and sisters. One set fires and viciously attacked police officers, as well as patients and staff members in a mental hospital. Are you curious to know what the hell was going on behind the scenes while these boys were growing up? I am. Well, don't worry about it. The problems of this family obviously stemmed from a faulty genetic inheritance, and this has been proven by science, or at least will be proven, sometime really soon. That is the message of Hidden Valley Road by Robert Kolker, which tells the story of the Galvin family of Colorado Springs. The family patriarch, Don Galvin, was one of the founding fathers of the Air Force Academy and had a brilliant career, first as an Air Force officer, then as an instructor at the Academy, and finally as executive director of the Federation of Rocky Mountain States. Unfortunately, it was his fate to watch helplessly as one son after another cracked up and was diagnosed with schizophrenia, the most dreaded of all those conditions known as mental illnesses. Kolker tells this sad story, interleaved with accounts of scientists searching for the genetic basis of this condition. In my book, Madness and Genetic Determinism, Is Mental Illness in Our Genes? I reviewed the evidence and concluded there is no strong genetic component to schizophrenia or any other mental illness. So I was curious to see how Kolker came to the opposite position. As proof of the genetic basis of schizophrenia, he cites the Danish adoption study, which in fact found no correlation between a diagnosis of schizophrenia and having a schizophrenic birth mother. Zilch, 0. The only correlation they found was with a diagnostic category they called schizophreniform disorders, an ill-defined grab bag of complaints invented solely for the purposes of the study. Moreover, the Danish adoption study had a large excess of mental problems in the adoptive families of index cases, and some of their diagnostic interviews consisted of a 5-minute doorstep conversation, while others apparently never took place at all. Finally, the authors reanalyzed their own data and decided that the diagnoses of schizophreniform disorders, which formed the very basis of the study, were not reliable. In the final analysis, literally, the study authors came up empty-handed. The results of the Danish adoption study were negative. None of this is mentioned by Kolker. Kolker also states, if one member of a pair of identical twins has schizophrenia, the chance that the twin also will have the condition is about 50%. In fact, as clinical psychologist J. Joseph has pointed out, no study performed after 1962 has reported a concordance rate for identical twins as high as even 25%. In plain English, if one member of a pair of identical twins is diagnosed with schizophrenia, the odds are better than 3 out of 4 that the other will not be. That is hardly evidence of a strong genetic basis for schizophrenia. Now the new science of genome-wide association studies has enabled scientists to go over the human genome with a fine-toothed comb. And what have they found? The answer is, not much. To his credit, Kolker acknowledges that the claimed effect sizes of so-called schizophrenia-associated alleles are tiny, although he never says just how tiny. In fact, the claimed effect sizes of these alleles is on the order of 1 in 500, or even less, 1 in 1,000, 1 in 2,000. If there are any more schizophrenia-associated alleles out there waiting to be discovered, their effect sizes must be even any tinier, or else the alleles themselves must be very rare. Can a gene correlated with a 1 in 500 or even less chance of being diagnosed with schizophrenia properly be referred to as causing that condition? That is stretching the notion of cause and effect to utter meaninglessness. So if faulty genes are not the cause of the complaints that fall under the diagnostic rubric of schizophrenia, what is?